Barnaby Jones. Starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather. With guest stars Gary Lockwood, Meg Foster. Tonight's episode, Blueprint for a Caper.
I like seeing a man dedicated to his job.
What are you doing here? I told you never to come anywhere near this place.
Hey, come on, take it easy. No one saw me. I just want to make sure you got the plans.
I told you I'd get them tonight.
That's what I like about you, Clete. Dependable. Like death and taxes.
I wish I could say the same about you. Your undisciplined antics are going to ruin everything for us one day.
Okay. I just got over anxious. I'm sorry.
Look, I haven't got time.
Who told you?
What?
You haven't got time.
a minute, Jeff. Let's see what you got here.
My daddy used to have to tighten it all the time.
Yeah, just like a pit stop. See how that feels.
Great. Thanks, Mr. Jones.
Mary Andretti, move over.
Just one more thing I have to learn to do now. Repair race cars.
Mrs. Larkin, according to all the reports, including the medical examiners, your husband's death was an accident. On the telephone, you indicated that you had some doubts. Why?
I'm not really sure. It's more a feeling I have.
Based on anything in particular?
Shortly before Cleet's death, he began getting these mysterious phone calls.
Mysterious?
They'd come late at night, and if I answered, the caller would hang up. But if Cleet answered, there was always someone there, and Cleet would talk very softly to him, and as if he didn't want me to hear.
Did you discuss these phone calls with him?
He said it was my imagination, that the caller who hung up obviously had dialed the wrong number.
What about the ones that stayed on the line?
Business associates, customers who wanted to talk about policies and make claims. Well, Cleet always kept a very personal relationship with his customers, so I guess I believed him.
But now you think that there may have been something else behind the phone calls?
Yes, and late business meetings at night and long weekend trips to the Portland office.
Ms. Larkin, in my line of work...
Oh, I know what you're thinking, Mr. Jones. Another woman. That's not Cleet. We were very deeply devoted to each other. He loved me very much, and he loved his son. He would never be unfaithful to us. And there's more. A few days ago, I had to go into the basement to change a fuse, and when I was looking for the fuses, I accidentally came upon a metal box hidden behind some boards. There was a lot of money in that box, Mr. Jones, $70,000.
It's a good bit of money to be lying around in the basement. Was there anything else in the box?
Yes, a gun.
Your husband?
Cleet never had a gun in his life. He was afraid to have one around the house.
That is curious.
Mr. Jones, if Cleet's death wasn't what it appeared...
You mean if it wasn't an accident?
Yes. Then isn't it possible that we might also be in danger, Jeff and myself? Oh, Mr. Jones, please help me.
Welcome home. I missed you, Gina.
I was gonna, call you later.
Where you been?
Well, after, Cleet's death, I figured the next job was off, so I just started drifting.
Mm-hmm. Drifting where?
I drove up the coast. I went up to, Big Sur, Carmel, Monterey.
Yeah, it must have been nice this time of year. Should have told me you were going. Maybe I could have gone with you.
Well, Cam, I wanted to be alone.
Oh, I can understand that. I know you were all upset about Cleet's death. We were all upset. You know what I did? I went out and got drunk. Gina, I really laid one on in Cleet's memory. And I know you had a lot more memories of Cleet than I did. Isn't that right, baby?
Cam, please.
Ah, look, I don't blame you. And what's a pretty girl to do with her boyfriend in prison? She's got to find someone to take care of her. Cleet was there. It was like family, so you turned to him. How could you know I'd get out on a technicality? I mean, I might have been inside another 5 years. Gina, I liked Cleet. He was a good man. But he's gone now. And I'm back here. And it's just you and me again. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna pack your things. You're gonna move in with me.
Cam.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, lady.
Cam, I've been doing a lot of thinking. See, that's why I went away. I want out. Now, if you really love me, let me go.
You're staying with me. We're gonna get things right between us again, baby. When I kiss you, baby, you're gonna feel it all the way down to your toes, the way you used to. You remember that, Gina? Do you?
Yeah. Cam, look at it. It's just no good anymore. It's not there.
Well, you better work at it. You hear me, baby? You better work at it real hard. We've got to start planning that next job. Better start packing.
What job?
The one we started working on last week when I got out.
Yeah, but we don't have the plans. I mean, Clete was supposed to get them for us the night he had his accident.
Well, he got them. Only I have them now.
Well, look, how could you? You didn't meet with him. He never left the building. Oh, no. Oh, no, it wasn't an accident. You were there. It was you!
You want to know why, baby? Because he wanted to take you away from me. And no one does that, Gina. No one.
Charles Eldridge?
Well, how are you? It's been a long time.
Well, it's probably been a longer time for me than for you. I don't think we ever met.
Oh. Well, that's funny. You look exactly like, well, it doesn't matter. Now, what can I do for you, Mr.
Jones, Barnaby Jones. Could I talk to you privately?
Well, I have nothing to hide from these lovely young ladies. They know my bark is worse than my bite, right?
Well, bloodhounds are my line. I'm a private investigator.
Oh. Listen, I'll only be a few minutes. I'll be right back. Well, what do you want to talk to me about?
I understand you're a very close friend of Clete Larkin.
That's right. We worked together almost 10 years.
Could you answer some questions for me?
What sort of questions?
Well, Larkin's wife told me that just about the time of his death, he'd been spending quite a bit of time in the Portland office. You know anything about that?
No, I wouldn't know anything about that. You see, we handle different accounts.
Well, having worked for California Meridian myself, I know there is no Portland office. It's just something that the founder of the firm invented when he wanted to get away from his wife for a while. And like anything that serves a practical purpose, it outlived its inventor.
Look, Mr. Jones, Clete Larkin loved his wife and son now. All right, maybe he strayed a little bit now and then, but he was very discreet about it. He's dead. Why don't we just let his personal life rest with him?
I'd like to, but locked up somewhere in his personal life may be the key to why he died. If he loved his wife and child, as you say, I'm sure he wouldn't want any harm to come to them.
Harm?
Yes. Larkin's death may not have been an accident, and if that's true, then his family might be in danger. You may be able to help.
What do you want to know?
Was Larkin straying with anyone at the time of his death?
Well, there was a certain young lady, I believe. I never saw her, but I heard Clete talk to her on the phone a few times on his private line. You can usually tell when it isn't business.
You happen to recall her name?
Gina, that's all he ever called her.
You know where they went? Restaurants, clubs, places like that?
I told you he was very discreet, Mr. Jones. I have no idea where they went. Now, wait. There was something that might be of help, though.
What's that?
Well, Clete was a romantic. He used to send her flowers all the time.
From any particular flower shop?
Yes. Aphrodite's. It's a few blocks from the office.
Thanks.
Well, you're late.
Well, it took me a little longer to find the right kind of truck I needed.
What were you looking for? Inside some bar?
Now, wait a minute. I swear to you, I didn't even take one drink, honest.
What were you doing with it? Using it for aftershave lotion? I can smell it all over you.
All right, so here to drink. What's the big deal?
I'll tell you what's a big deal. I'm not going to blow the biggest job we've ever pulled. We make one mistake when we've had it, understand? I'm running things around here again, so it's going to be my way. You got it?
We did pretty good without you, Cam.
What does that mean? I said, what does that mean?
I mean, we didn't exactly starve to death while you were inside.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret, Starrett. I'm not inside anymore. I'm out. And as long as I am, I'll decide the way things are going to be around here. Make any complaints about that?
I didn't say I had any complaints.
Good. But when you do, speak up, Starrett. It's the only way to get ahead in life. Okay, Holland, show me this truck. Come on. Yeah, okay.
I liked it better without him.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it now.
Don't be too sure, Gino. Something can always be done about everything.
What can I do for you, Mr. Jones?
I wonder if you'd mind taking a look at this picture and seeing if you recognize this man.
Oh, yeah, he's a customer of ours, but I don't know his name. He comes in about once every other week, I guess. Sends a dozen long-stem roses to a lady in Venice.
You wouldn't have that lady's name and address tucked away somewhere, would you? Man's dead. Information could answer some questions about how he died.
I'll have to look in our delivery records. It won't take long.
I'm Emil Van Dorian. I may just have what you're looking for in our private showroom, if you'd follow me. Make yourselves comfortable. I call this the back room. Actually, it's a name given to it by the Countess d'Avignon. Perhaps you've heard of her?
Well, who hasn't? I mean, her name is mentioned in all the columns, isn't it?
A lovely woman. Must be in her 80s now. She spends most of her time in the south of France. But whenever she's in town, she always comes to visit the derrière chambre, as she calls it.
Funny.
Now, was there anything in particular that you had in mind?
Well, just something in good taste. You see, actually, it's for my wife's birthday, Mr. Van Dorian, and I wouldn't want to buy her anything, well, she might be disappointed in.
I understand. Un moment. Now, let's see if there's anything here that you might fancy.
You like it, darling?
It's exquisite.
An excellent choice.
Well, it's all settled then. Actually, Mr. Van Dorian, my wife's birthday isn't for another month yet. I'll send you a check the latter part of next week.
It's priced at $75,000.
Whatever my baby wants.
I'll put it away for you, Mr.
Alexander. Timothy Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander. Mrs. Alexander. It is a pleasure serving you.
Yeah, you moth-eaten looking piece of baggage. Yeah, you're all right.
Nice looking bird. Cockatoo?
Yeah.
Talk much?
Only when he ain't supposed to, then I can't shut him up.
I had a dog like that once. He only barked when I was trying to sleep.
What'd you do?
I stayed up a lot. You the manager?
That's right.
Well, somebody told me there's a Gina Nelson lives here, but I don't find her name on the mailboxes.
That's because she moved.
When was that?
Oh, she pulled out of here yesterday.
Did she leave a forwarding address?
You a policeman?
Private investigator.
Ah, well, I don't mind cooperating with the police. That's public duty.
Couldn't you make this a private one?
Well, I don't mind that either. But she didn't leave a forwarding address, at least not with me.
Ever see this man before?
That's her boyfriend. I don't know his name, but I used to see him come and visit her. Sometimes he'd spend the whole weekend here. I was always kind of curious about him.
What way?
Well, he didn't seem to belong around here. He always wore a suit and tie and used to polish his shoes, too, you know. Tell you the truth, I always kind of had the feeling he was married, you know? Anyway, he seemed like a nice enough fella. At least a lot nicer than his friends.
Who were they?
A couple of real punks. They used to visit him, about once a week. I remember they were making a whole lot of noise one night. They were having a party or something, and I went up there to ask them to keep it quiet. I knew that was a mistake the minute I opened my mouth, but by then it was too late. The tougher of the two, I think they called him Doug. He hit me with a bottle. See here? Still got the scar. Anyway, Gina's boyfriend gave me $100 to get myself patched up. And that's why I say I think he was a nice enough fella.
Did Gina have any other friends that you remember?
Only one. A girl named Patty, something or another. She used to come and pick up Gina sometimes. I think they worked together.
Where'd they work?
I don't know, but I do know something.
Nice to meet a true believer in the private enterprise system.
Both girls always wore costumes to work.
What kind of costume?
Like the old-time sailors used to wear, you know? Only a whole lot sexier.
Sounds like he agrees with you.
Oh, Sterrett, you better not let Cam smell that on your breath. You know how he is about the juice.
I'm not afraid of Cam.
Sure you're not.
You just wait and see.
Buddy, I'm all eyes. Hey, you're a real fine artist, fella. What's the matter with him?
Nothing.
Well, sure there is. Come on, get it off your chest, Sterrett. Make you feel better. Well?
It's about the split, Cam.
What about it?
When you were gone, we divided everything up equally. We liked that system. And that's the way we're going to keep doing it.
If that's all it is, I mean, hey, come on. In all the years we worked together, didn't I treat you fair?
Just so you know, that's how it's going to be.
I know how it's going to be. Exactly the way it was. 50% for me and you three split up the rest. You got it, buddy?
Not anymore, Cam. Not this time.
Oh, really? Why so jumpy, Sterrett? You're calling the shots. You're running the show now. Why be so jumpy? What do you think, Holland? We got a new boss now. Jumpy Doug Sterrett. Funny, isn't it? Don't you think it's funny, Holland? How about you, Stewart? Do you think it's funny? Because I'll tell you, Jumpy Doug Stewart, it's about the funniest thing I've ever heard. Anyone have anything to say about the split now?
No.
Okay. Now let's get rid of her. Come on.
Gee, I never met a private eye before. I guess it's my lucky day.
Well, I guess it's my lucky day, too, Patty. I had just about run out of places down here where girls wore sailor suits like yours.
Well, why all the fuss to find me, Mr. Jones?
Well, I'm looking for a girl named Gina Nelson. She moved away recently, and nobody seems to know her address. I thought you might have it.
Well, what's it all about?
Oh, it's insurance business.
Oh, well, we're really not good friends. But she did call me last night to tell me she moved. I was going to call her back, but I didn't get a chance. Oh, here it is. But all I have is her phone number.
Well, that will do splendidly. Very nice-looking bracelet you're wearing.
You like it?
Yes.
Jenny gave it to me.
Well, what do you know about that?
She said it was to pay me back for all the rides I give her. She only worked with one of the regular girls who were off, so I really didn't do all that much. To tell you the truth, I really don't like it. I think it's a little old for me.
You know, you may be right. I've got a daughter-in-law that would just love a bracelet like that. Would you consider selling it?
Daughter-in-law?
Yeah. True. Same last name and everything.
Oh, you don't have to prove anything to me.
What'd you say to $25?
I'd say that, you just bought yourself a bracelet.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I hope your daughter-in-law likes it.
She's also my secretary.
Oh, they usually are.
I'm no expert, Barnaby. That looks like pure jade to me.
That's what I thought. That's what got me to wondering where Gina Nelson got it.
Is there a number on the inside of that clasp?
16389.
Oh, yeah, here it is. It's one of the pieces taken from the burglary of Lou's jewelry store in Chinatown.
When?
2 months ago. How much do you have to pay for that?
$25.
If it's any consolation to you, you got it for a good price.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Biddle. Oh, yeah, sure. It's for you.
Yeah.
Barnaby, I have an address to go with that phone number you gave me.
Let me have it.
It's 2284 North Thornton Boulevard, Mission Gardens, apartment 307.
Thanks, Betty. There's one other thing I want you to do for me. Check out California Meridian Insurance, see if they were carrying a theft policy for Lou's jewelry store in Chinatown. And if they were, check out any other burglaries that they paid off on in the last 6 months.
All right, I've got it. Barnaby, do you think there's a tie-in between the two?
Would you like to buy back that question?
Hey, baby. Come here. Sit down. Tell me, did you really like that necklace you picked out at Van Dorian?
It was pretty.
And it's yours. No, I mean it. You deserve to have nice things like that. You know what I mean, baby? And where we're going, you'll be able to wear them. Once we finish the jewels, we're going to travel to all the right places. We're going to be just like that couple we pretended to be at Van Dorian's. Only this time we're going to have a little money in our pockets. How does that sound? Huh? Do I get a little kiss? Hey, you can do better than that.
Who is it?
Gina Nelson?
1 second, please.
Miss Nelson?
Yes.
I'm Barnaby Jones, private investigator. Could I talk to you for a minute?
What about?
I was hired to look into the death of Clete Larkin. I understand you're a friend of his.
Well, yes, I knew him.
A very good friend, I understand. He used to bring you flowers and come to see you and even spend a weekend in your apartment in Venice.
Well, Mr. Jones, I mean, these things do happen. We're not living in the Dark Ages.
Well, I'm sure they did happen in the Dark Ages and probably about the same way.
Who are you working for?
California Meridian Insurance. Mr. Larkin carried a rather large accident policy. Since falling down an elevator shaft is kind of a remote possibility, they feel that it might have been something other than an accident, thereby relieving them of their liability.
Well, like what?
Suicide?
Well, why are you coming to me?
Well, there's an old saying that sometimes what a wife doesn't know, the other woman does. Did Clete Larkin seem depressed lately?
Well, yes, he did seem upset about his work, and,
And the what?
well, I'm afraid that some of his depression had to do with me. You see, I told him I didn't want to see him anymore. He offered to get a divorce from his wife, but I didn't want him to do that. So I had to tell him that I didn't love him anymore, that it was fun while it lasted, but it was over.
He took it hard.
Yes, but I don't think that Clete would take his own life.
You're probably right, but then there is another possibility.
Oh, what's that?
Murder. You wouldn't know of anyone who wanted to kill him, would you?
No. No, of course not.
I didn't think you would. Well, thank you for your time.
He knows something. Finish packing.
sorry the secretary hasn't gotten here yet. I'll get through this a lot faster.
Well, Betty's eyes are pretty sharp. Sometimes it's easier to see the twigs and leaves in someone else's nest.
I'm not sure that's a compliment, but I have found something. Lou's jewelry store was among the California Meridian policyholders.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Could mean a lot. Did Cleet Larkin have access to the details of the security diagrams of Lou's jewelry?
Oh, sure. All the security diagrams are filed here. But I still don't get it.
Larkin's girlfriend had a jade bracelet that was part of the burglary loot. It could mean that she was part of the gang that did it. What about the other clients that were hit in the last 6 months?
Let's see, there was Maxwell Liquors, over $200,000.
They have a tight security?
As a matter of fact, they had just installed all the latest security equipment. The thieves neutralized the entire system.
That would require an electronic genius or somebody selling inside information.
Oh, I get it. You're saying it was Cleet?
That would explain the hidden cash that Mrs. Larkin found.
It wouldn't explain why Gina and her boyfriend are still hanging around town.
I thought the manager at the Mission Gardens said they checked out.
Yes, he did. While they were paying their bill, he overheard Gina on the telephone. He didn't hear it all, but it sounded as if she were making a plane reservation for Sunday night.
That's tonight. If I were in their shoes, I wouldn't have stayed around for sunrise this morning.
Unless you had another security diagram you wanted to cash in on.
You think they're planning another robbery?
It's Sunday. Most stores are as deserted as they are at night. Since they can bypass their alarm system, I'd say they would have a pretty good shot at it.
Well, a lot better than any chance we'll have of picking their target out of all these files.
Well, we're gonna try. What time Miss Dolan say she was coming in?
Oh, any minute now.
Well, that does it. Let's go.
Doug anytime.
Just remember, we haven't got all day.
Come to think of it, I did see Mr. Larkin going through one of the files the evening of his accident. I remember I came in to say goodnight and asked him if I could help him find anything.
What did he say?
He shut the drawer, said he found what he was looking for, then he went back into the office. I figured he was checking on a date or something because he didn't pull any of the files.
Miss Dolan, you happen to recall which drawer it was?
Yes, I'm sure I do. This one.
UVW. Well, that's someplace to start.
What's taking so long?
I'm almost finished.
Doug would have had it done by now.
Well, you should have thought of that when you killed him.
All I have to do is set this cap. It's payday.
Oh, I hate to admit it, but they are beginning to look exactly alike to me.
Well, here's one that doesn't look like any of the others.
How so?
Well, in the first place, the pages aren't in sequence, and the schematic drawing of the alarm system is upside down. This is the first file I've seen this way. Is this normal, Mrs. Dolan?
Very unusual. Mr. Jones, an insurance policy is a legal document. We're very careful the way we handle them.
Vandorian Jewelry Company? Maybe just what we're looking for. Hang on to that. There's only a couple of blocks from here. I'll take a walk over there and look around. Call Lieutenant Biddle and tell him.
Son of a gun.
Wait a minute. What'd I tell you, Cam?
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Man, would you look at all this beautiful stuff?
Think of all the booze it'll buy, Holland.
I was thinking more of the broads.
It's beautiful. You ever see anything like that? Hurry up.
Yeah.
Gina. Happy birthday, baby. Now, doesn't that deserve a nice big kiss? Huh? That's more like it. You got everything? What's this all about?
Doug didn't like the way you dividing things up. Do you remember, Cam?
So you two got your heads together. Well, all right. All right, you win. We split everything equal. There's enough there to make us all rich. Only you want more, right, baby?
This time we're taking it all.
Is that the way you feel?
You don't understand, do you? You killed Clete. I loved him.
Come on. Come on, we're partners. We can work out something. A brand new shuffle.
It's too late. No matter what we worked out now, you know you'd come looking for us sooner or later, so then we'd be up the same creek as Clete and Doug. You just better get going. Come on.
You ain't got the nerve for that.
Try me. Come on. Come on. Put this in the truck. Hey, Kai. Put it in the truck, man. Come on.
Hold it!
Jewelry is not worth dying for. All right, miss. Come on out. Put your hands up.
A little bird told me that you like racing.
Is it a real one?
Sure is. Try it on. Oh, is that handsome?
Come on, I'll show you how fast I can go.
Wait a minute, not too fast.
Lot to be thankful for, Ms. Larkin. Beautiful day, fine young sun.
Those are no small blessings, Mr. Jones.
Just keep counting them.
Barnaby Jones, starring Buddy Ebsen. Also starring Lee Merriweather, with guest stars Jackie Coogan, Arlene Galanka, Heidi Vaughn, Jonathan Lippy, Paul Lambert. Tonight's episode, Sing a Song of Murder.
Every time I touch the woman, yeah, she take me all around the world. Every time I touch the lady, every time I touch the girl, every time I touch the woman, yeah, she take me all around the world. And I'm just like a flower behind the shadow of a rock.
Don't bug in here.
I'll see him after the show. But why do I have to spend all night waiting for him? I mean, why, Sue? After all, we're his business managers.
Because he's the whale and you're the scavenger, Mr. Rooney.
Definite?
Uh-huh.
See you later. Much later.
Lucky.
Rick must be settling down. 2 nights in a row with the same chick. Anything I can do for you, Gloria?
Everything's cool, Smitty. Thanks.
Oh, you're crazy, Rick.
That's you, Oh, we're here.
Hey, what's up?
I want you.
Okay, try and get it. You can't.
Hey, come back with my pool. I got
I'm making you a fool. Rick? Rick? Stop it! Rick, please! Please!
Look, Sue, maybe you ought to wait till tomorrow. You know, Rick is going to want to talk contracts.
We're settling it now.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning, you know. He could be dead to the world already, or what if he's got one of his girls?
Please, spare me your concern for him, huh? Show a little for us. Or haven't you looked at the bank statements of the mighty management concern of Rooney and Page, Mr. Rooney? Now, Rick happens to be the only moneymaker we've got. And that's because I brought him to you. And I am not gonna let him get away.
Gloria.
No? Gloria, it's me. Listen, you gotta help me, please. April? What's wrong? We were just playing, that's all. Just Rick and me.
Rick! Ricky, you back there? Rick!
April, what happened?
Rick! Where are you? Rick! Hey, Rick, where? Sue! Sue!
Rick!
Don't look, Sue. He must have gone off the board and right onto his skull. Where are all those dames that are usually with him to stop him?
Whoever stopped Rick Michaels from doing anything?
Wow. Oh, boy. Sue.
Where are you going?
Well, there's a lot of things I gotta do. I gotta call an ambulance, call the police.
No. What we've got to do is not rush into anything. And what you've got to do is listen to me.
About what? The poor kid's dead.
Nobody else knows that.
Oh, you want a scoop for Variety or Rolling Stone, huh? Yeah, I can see the headline. Miss Sue Page announces that...
There still could be money in him for us yet.
I never heard of any lawyers paying commissions on dead superstars.
Who else knows that? Think about it. What does Carl Ludwig lose if Rick can't finish that concert tour? How much does it cost Earl Sampson if they don't finish that album or cut the other two for this year?
Now, look, honey. I know you can work miracles, but this is just a little beyond that. All right. Maybe Ludwig and Sampson lose $1 million. Maybe $2 million. Maybe $4 million. Who cares what they lose?
They care. That's why they'll pay $500,000 for Rick.
$500,000? To who?
It's kidnappers.
Kidnap? You mean kidnap the... You're crazy.
Am I? All right, call the police. We wind up with nothing. On the other hand, if we get rid of the body, find a ransom note, call Sampson and Ludwig, we make maybe $500,000.
All right. If they pay the money, they'll expect to get Rick back.
The kidnappers panicked. The body was never found.
How do we get rid of the body?
With the rest of the garbage, darling.
This place smell like this?
It smells like money.
And the next thing I know, I get this spaced-out call from her. She didn't make any sense. I have never heard anyone sound so scared. And then there was nothing.
Was she still with Rick Michaels when she called?
I have no idea. That's what's got me so uptight. She was hung up on him, sure, but he's way out. Freaky.
About April, Miss Vickers. Is she freaky?
Look, I know what you're thinking, but April didn't trip out. Not on hard stuff or on pills. She drinks a little. Maybe more than a little.
She might have been drunk when she made a call.
Maybe. But I know April. And she wouldn't cry wolf unless there was a problem. Something was wrong.
Why didn't you call the police?
April is my closest friend. And Rick is her friend. And he's a star. I didn't want to cause bad publicity.
You didn't want to open April's can of peas until you could see what was on the label.
Look, I'm worried. I want somebody to find out what's happened to her.
Miss April?
Yes,
I'll keep this if I may.
please.
You happen to have an address for this Rick Michaels?
Yeah. That and the address of the unemployment office is something we never forget.
Sue, what is so important you couldn't tell me on the phone? I had to change appointment with two of our record producers. I'm flying to London on the 4 o'clock flight.
Cancel it, Earl.
Carl, what are you doing here? Bill?
Same reason you are, Earl. Only it's not my concert bookings. Well, it is and it isn't. Earl, tell your secretary to cancel your flight. Use the phone in the car, please.
Perry, cancel. All right, what's happened with Rick?
He's been kidnapped, Earl.
Kidnapped? Holy. Well, is he all right? Kidnapped? Now, are you sure it's not some joke?
Yeah, Sue and I got over here about 10 o'clock this morning.
From the top, Earl. Phil and I met at the office this morning at 9 o'clock as usual. Compared notes about the concert. Phil drove us over. We found that note. No sign of Rick anywhere. He hadn't even been to bed.
Did you call the FBI or the police?
We thought we ought to call you fellas first. I mean, after all, you're close friends of Rick's, and he is the biggest star of both your companies, and so we figured we sort of owed it to you.
Well, I don't see what good it did, frankly, except waste time. The authorities know how to handle these things.
No, Sue. Phil's right. Don't you think so, Carl? If you call the police in on this, kidnappers will kill Rick. Look what they threaten.
Absolutely. We can't afford to take any chances. You pay the ransom and get him back. We'll call the police and play it all by the books.
Well, that's easier said than done about paying the ransom.
Well, one of you must have Rick's power of attorney.
Gentlemen, this may come as a shock to you, but Rick Michaels doesn't have $5,000 to his name, let alone $500,000.
I paid him over $800,000 last year for 35 concerts.
3 gold record albums of ours?
Gentlemen, Rick Michaels isn't even above water with the IRS. Now, come on. You know him. Well, you know how wild he was. You remember when he gave that $24,000 Maserati to a DJ?
Well, now we know. All of it. Guess I better call the FBI.
Well, Phil, wait.
Hold it, Phil.
Wait. We'll raise the money.
Earl. Oh, Carl. Oh, Rick will never forget you for this. I won't let him. He'll be thanking you for the rest of his life.
The important thing right now is getting him back as soon as possible. Now, that's the only thing. We've got a fortune riding on that kid. Now, I wouldn't want to have anything happen to him, of course, but business is business. We've got to protect our investment. All of us.
Did you call anybody else, Sue?
No, of course not.
Well, get rid of whoever it is. We can't afford to have anybody else around here.
Good morning. My name is Jones, Barnaby Jones. I'm trying to locate a young lady, April Dayton. I understand she was with Mr. Michaels last night.
Well, there's no April Dayton here, Mr. Jones. I'm sorry.
Well, perhaps Mr. Michaels might know where she is or could tell me where I could find her. Could I see him?
I'm sure Mr. Michaels doesn't keep track of every young girl he knows or of every groupie who says she knows him. Now, look, I'm very busy.
Well, I'd appreciate it if I could ask him the question myself. He was with her last night. They started out the evening together.
He's a very busy man, Mr. Jones. If you give me your card, I'm sure he'll call you if he can be of any help.
Well, thank you, Miss...
Ms. Page. I'm his manager.
Thank you.
Turn that water on?
Not me.
Well, somebody turned it on. Some idiot. Now, who'd be so stupid? I left instructions that that plaster had to dry. I have to do the thing all over again. I have more trouble with musicians' pools. What is it with musicians? I mean, you have to be a nut to be a musician.
How'd you like to have to reseed? You appreciate how much attention it takes to get grass to take hold during the rainy season?
What's the trouble, gentlemen?
You from the real estate broker? You handle this riddle here?
What's the problem?
Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. Some idiot turned on the water on the new resurfacing, and it's all completely shot.
When did they turn it on?
When? Oh, 6-8 hours ago, judging by the rate of flow.
3 o'clock in the morning?
Right. Rick Michaels, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and look at that. Those ruts, those footprints all over it. You'd think they could tell it was new earth. And those new plantings back by the fence all trampled? You know, people never stop to consider that plants are living things too.
It's from the shoes April was wearing.
You're positive?
I ought to be. They're my shoes. Where'd you find it?
Near Rick's pool. Did you do that checking I asked you to?
Yeah, no one's seen her. What did Rick say?
I didn't get to see him yet. Do you happen to know April's blood type?
Why? What happened?
Now, don't jump to conclusions.
Blood type? You're holding out on me. There's got to be something wrong.
No, take it easy. You're my client, and if there was anything wrong, I'd tell you.
Promise?
Promise.
Well, as a matter of fact, she does keep a hospital ID. Come on. I think it's type A. Or AO. I always forget. Here it is, Mr. Jones. It is type A.
Is April a diabetic?
How'd you know?
Prescription for Oronase.
You know, if she doesn't take that medicine every day, she really gets sick.
Barnaby Jones' office. May I help you?
Betty, try and locate a Dr. Floyd Hemmings in West Los Angeles. Tell him it's urgent that we locate April Dayton. If she should happen to call in or have a pharmacist call in to renew a prescription for Oronase, ask him to notify us immediately.
Oronase. Can do. Anything else?
No, thanks. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.
Mr. Jones, if April is too uptight to come back here for her medicine, she can really be in trouble.
Well, wouldn't she be sensible enough to go see her own doctor?
She's not sensible. That's why I'm worried. She'd go to street people. I know she would.
Like who?
You know Smitty? Instead of John Doe, he calls himself Smith. Just Smith. The crowd April runs with. You need something under the counter. Smitty's the first one you'd ask.
Well, I'll take help from anybody. Let's us go see Smitty.
The other one is in the car.
You sure they're exactly alike?
They're twins. I got one for cash from a department store, and the other one on my credit card from that luggage shop in Beverly. Sure wish this thing was over.
Philip, now in exactly 1/2 hour, we get our first instructions from the kidnappers. And then we make sure that Earl or Carl, stick with me and watch me every step of the way. Oh, for 15 years this town has kicked me around. And now I am finally gonna do it to them.
Rick Michaels' recording session's been temporarily postponed, no definite date. His one-nighter in Palo Alto on Wednesday's been canceled. The network has no information regarding rehearsal for the guest shot. How about you?
I don't have any yeses, but I got a couple of no's. The blood sample on the heel of her shoe is not hers. Neither is the dried blood on the telephone extension.
Is it Rick Michaels?
Yeah, why don't you give him a call, ask him what his blood type is? But it's not all negative. Take a look at this slide.
Sparkly stuff. Mica?
Yeah. Gunite, cement and plaster from the stuff that used to refinish his pool, the bottom of his pool. The sample came from her heel, too.
Carl, they called. Just now. Rick's all right. They guarantee... No, they wouldn't let me. Listen, we've got to have the money by 5 o'clock sharp. We get another call then. Good. Yes, Earl does too. Oh, okay, you'll bring it. Fine. See you then. Oh, look. We're all hanging in. You know that. You've got it. All of it.
Right on time. Glad you could make it, Mr. Jones. Well, Smitty said he could see us if we could make it by 5.
Fine. Where's his office?
Right here, he said.
Of course, we all know April. Lately, she's been coming up in the world. I don't know why she'd want to come to me.
We're both professionals. If you hear from April, give me a call, Mr. It is Smith.
It is, Jones?
For a long time. Here's 50. Be another 50 when you give me some information I can use.
Sounds heavy. I'll do what I can.
Call me anytime the service picks up.
I promised, didn't I? Hey, April, I'm gonna take care of you. My place is yours. You're very important to me.
Me? Why? Please, Smitty, give me my medicine.
Lately, you're very important to a lot of people, April. How come?
It'll work on the same instrument?
Sure, we have 2 different numbers. I press the automatic dialer on the preset number, in this case our other line, and we've called ourselves.
You do think of everything.
What's the number of the phone booth at the gas station?
673-1673.
420, 430, 440, 450, 460, 470, 480, 490, 500.
Yes. Well, of course this is Sue Page. You recognize my voice, don't you? Is Rick all right? Can I speak to him? Oh, yes, I'm listening. Yes, we've got the money. No, of course it's not marked. No one's on an extension. Please, believe me, we're doing everything just like you say. The one up Osapovada. Yes, I know the gas station. Right. Look, we'll do anything you say. We just want Rick back. In 30 minutes. Well, let me ask you one thing. Hello? Hello?
Phil, put the money in the trunk.
Right.
Now, this is what they told me. Rick's all right. They want me in 30 minutes to meet them at this gas station.
It's right up to you, honey.
Oh, I'm scared. Carl, Earl, somebody come with me.
Do you think that'd be okay with...
Well, nobody said not to.
I'll go with you. Carl, you and Phil stay here by the phones, okay?
You think Rick Michaels is dead?
I think somebody's dead. Michaels has certainly been out of circulation lately. Hotel News been up there. Somebody, probably a couple of somebodies from the looks of the ground. They moved a heavy load in a wheelbarrow, probably a body, from the pool area down to a car, probably.
Maybe April isn't a victim. Maybe she's a criminal and she's running.
Maybe.
Where do Page and Rooney fit in?
Very protective, very uptight, very uncooperative. I'll go out on a limb and suggest that they're guilty of something that they want to keep quiet.
Well, if something happened to Michaels, wouldn't they want to find out the truth?
Betty, the answers are just as tough, but the questions are getting better all the time.
How's your drink?
Oh, nothing, Phil.
I'm gonna freshen mine up.
What'd they say?
Take the money to the Sierra store in the valley. Leave it in the luggage department.
Okay, let's go.
If you've never taken a bus tour of Europe, then all the more reason for the double-reinforced lightweight two-seater. It's sturdy, it's handsome, and it closes positively tight. And your hardware is guaranteed for 10 years.
Come on.
Look, there's a guy who looks like...
Don't mouse it up.
Now, I'd suggest an English heather tone for your husband and a lovely...
This waiting is something else, I mean. What can any of us do? Carl, I'm busy. We've both blown our whole schedule.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Sue, any hour of the night.
You know I will. I'll be right at the phone.
And thanks, Sue. All the thanks in the world. I'll never forget this.
Hello?
Hello, Ms. Page. Here's Barnaby Jones.
Mr. Jones, please don't bother me. I want to keep this line open, and I have nothing at all to tell you.
Well, I'm coming out to talk to you because I have some new information about April Dayton, and I want to check the facts with you.
Oh, hold on a minute. It's nothing at all. I'll get rid of it. Look, you know I'll call. We're all within 10 minutes of each other.
I'll walk out with you, fellas.
Sorry, Mr. Jones.
What you ought to know, Miss Page, is that I think there's been an accident, and with Miss Dayton missing and Mr. Michael, I'm looking into this pretty hard.
Well, I guess I can't stop you. And of course we want to cooperate, but...
Thank you. That's all I'm asking.
Join in that little drink. Do you realize what we've got? 5, 0, 0, comma, 0, 0, 0.
Put it in the closet.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? What don't I know?
That Barnaby Jones wants to come out here and talk about April.
Tell him to fall off.
All we have to do is cool it. Go quietly crazy for Earl and Carl's benefit. Sweat out enough time for Rick really to be missing. And now that old idiot has to come and butt in.
You really worried? Sue.
Oh, of course I'm worried. I don't like surprises. What if that sex pot was here? What if she saw Rick take that dive? Oh, I'm going to pass the word along to those groupies. Smitty, anybody, find that girl.
Why bother? Just for Jones? He thinks he's lost her. She just got found.
Barnaby Jones.
Mr. Jones, Sue Page.
Oh, hello, Ms. Page.
I've got great news. I was worried about April, too, of course, and I just heard from her.
Well, that's wonderful news. Where is she?
Oh, she's down at the Springs. She called because she was trying to get in touch with Rick about a date she won't be able to keep. She called from the racket club. But I'm not sure if she'd still be there. And she sounded just fine.
Well, Miss Page, thanks for taking all this trouble to call me. I appreciate it. It's a big help.
No trouble at all. Glad to. Bye. He's off our backs for a while.
We were playing around at the pool.
Which was empty.
Well, yes, of course it was empty. Then we got out on the board. And he slipped. After he didn't move at all.
If it was an accident, why didn't you contact Beverly Hills Emergency or the police?
I just panicked. And beside, I was busted once, Mr. Jones. And I heard people. Voices. I knew they'd find Rick and do whatever. I was stoned. I split.
You heard voices. Men's voices, women's, both?
Both. I think. Mr. Jones, couldn't she go home with me now and talk tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess you're right. The two of you going home, get some rest.
But what about Rick? Does anybody really know?
If anybody knows, they're not talking.
Can I help?
Thanks. No, we're parked in the garage. We're fine now. Thanks for everything. Come on.
Price of a car wash, what it is, Mr. Rooney, I don't blame you.
Well, you know the gag. My wife and my car, not necessarily in that order.
What's new, Mr. Jones?
Well, I came out because I thought I must have gotten the message wrong about April Dayton. She certainly isn't anywhere in Palm Springs.
When girls like April Dayton descend on Palm Springs, they're usually looking for a very cozy spot and very, very private action. Nobody could find her if she didn't want to be.
Hear anything from Mr. Michaels?
Nada.
Phil! Phone call. It's important. You better hurry.
We'll let you know if we hear anything at all. You got room enough to turn around okay?
All by myself, thanks.
Later. I gave him nothing.
He's coming closer all the time. Smitty just called.
Oh, so what's that little hustler got?
Dynamite.
So there he was out in the hot sun doing everything all wrong. $100 Italian shoes, soaking wet. His $400 silk suit, all spattered. He came up to me like I was a side dish of spinach that he hadn't ordered. I just had to see what was so important about getting his car clean. Oh, Betty, over there in that envelope, there are the scrapings from the tire treads. Would you separate them for me?
Smitty.
It's okay, honey.
Well, how did you?
Gloria let me in. She's out doing some shopping. And I got the greatest news in the world for you.
Rick? Oh, tell me, is it about Rick?
He wants to see you right away.
He is all right? Oh, thank the Lord.
Well, where is he, Smitty?
He's up at the house. He's not too clear on it. He's a little fuzzy yet. But he sure has been asking for you, honey.
Oh, that's the only medicine I need.
Orange peel. Eggshell, coffee grounds, and orange peel. What did that give you, Betty?
Breakfast?
I couldn't believe it when Smitty told me.
Oh, Smitty had something to do.
But how is Rick? At least he's conscious and all right.
Pure luck or a thick skull. When did you leave, April? How much after?
Well, I'm getting it sorted out now. He fell, you know. Couldn't have been conscious when I went beside him. It scared me. It really scared me.
Then what did you do?
I was going to call. I did use the phone.
The one in the pool house?
Mm-hmm. But I hung up when I heard people coming. Well, I figured they'd take much better care of Rick than...
What people? Who, April? When? How long did you stay?
You found him. Now I remember. Our voices. You two found Rick dead.
It's a simple way to get some idea of how long this has been exposed to the air. Lead acetate turns dark in the presence of hydrogen sulfide.
Oh, it's not the prettiest odor.
No, some people call dried albumin rotten eggs. I'd say 3-4 days. Betty, get me Lieutenant Valdez.
You know, I still don't get it.
Put it all together, and what do you got? Garbage. Plus fragments of aluminum, bits of tin. Rooney's car went to the garbage dump. And when you add in this decomposed granite, that makes it the dump off Mulholland. Worth a shot.
Yes! It's the way I'm gonna get rid of you, you old...
Resuscitator!
Yes, sir. 10-4.
That girl's a lot healthier than some I've seen. She'll be all right once she gets over the effect of the chloroform.
Yes, April was lucky, and those two were lucky it wasn't murder.
Lieutenant Valdez,
Gentlemen,
looks like
gentlemen,
it's
please, my
because,
clients have nothing to say at
truck of
this
the
time.
convict's still alive.
Don't look so smug, Mr. Jones. The girl's alive. We gave back all the money, and we didn't kill Rick. So you can't nail us with much.
I believe you're miscalculating. We just got a report from the coroner. Rick Michaels was still alive when you two shoved him into that bag. He died of asphyxiation. I believe the charge will be murder, 1.